Go ahead, Coach.
And, good to get back to work today. Gave the players Sunday and Monday off. Looking forward to, getting back out there after the game Saturday. Anytime you lose a game, you always want to get back, get that taste out of your mouth and practice. So looking forward to practicing today. Excited about how we practice and prepare. We're gonna have a good week this week of practice. Going to practice Tuesday through Friday. Start working on UCLA tomorrow. Do a little bit of stuff today, but primarily work some fundamentals and stuff and special situations today, and then spend most of the time on UCLA tomorrow and Thursday and Friday to kind of get a little bit of a head start. So it's been a good, productive couple of days, and anxious to get back to practice.
I know you haven't been with your team for the last couple of days, but what do you expect their mood, their attitude going forward to be coming off your first loss?
Yeah, I've kind of visited with a bunch of players that have been through the last day or two, and I think everybody's disappointed that we didn't win, saw that we missed an opportunity. But at the same time, I think we came out understanding that we can be a good football team. We still have not played well on all three sides of the ball, together this year at any point, and so we want to do that soon. We need to do it soon. But we're making progress, in some areas that we needed to make progress in. We're a lot of the young players that are playing for us are starting to grow up and perform at a level that they need to perform at. But I think from a mentality standpoint, we're exactly what you would want a team to be: disappointed, hurt, but at the same time, determined and resilient and optimistic.
Which freshmen are impressing you right now? Obviously, Turner had the big play on Saturday, but who else?
Yeah, Trey Turner, I think, is obviously had, as you said, had a play Saturday. Evan Rambo, is starting to do more and more things for us. Kahari Vanderbilt's starting to come into his own on special teams and give us some things that we need. I think Devontae Downs is really kind of starting to figure some things out as well, and keeps improving and getting better. So it's good to see those guys, continue to improve and just become more confident in themselves. I think we're as I said, we're playing better on teams. We covered kicks better. We've got to get more consistent in our field goal kicking. We understand that. And we will. I got a lot of confidence in Matt and think he's going to develop into a really good kicker. I thought he kicked the ball off well Saturday night, certainly better than we have, and I thought we covered kicks and punts, pretty well. But, we've just got to keep improving.
How are you doing health-wise right now?
Good. Yeah, we're actually really good. I mean, for this time of year, Trevor Davis has a little sprained ankle, but he'll do some stuff today. Calfani's feeling better. Demarie is feeling better. Farley's feeling better. Those guys will let them heal up a little bit this week, but make sure that we get work with them as well. So we'll bring them along. I would expect everybody to play against UCLA.
And Tongalava and Austin.
Yeah, I think Jack we'll see this week. We're hoping to get some good news on him, that he'll be back in the fold. Isaiah will probably be a couple more weeks.
Can you tell us what's going on with in a little bit more detail with Daniel? And I mean, it seemed like he practiced a lot last week, and sounded like you expect him to play, and then one play and he sits down.
Yeah, well, I think right now it's just kind of a confidence issue. Having an open week, we'll have an opportunity to get him more reps. Might get him a little bit of live action this week and let him get tackled, which I think is important for running backs to do. Is just to get back in the flow of it, and so. He's done a great job of trying to come back as quickly as he can to help our football team and to be unselfish. He just hasn't been himself and hadn't been full speed yet. So we're hoping he's there, and we're hoping that, again, he can get his flow back as a running back, because that position's all about, playing with confidence and playing fast and being able to see things and read things, and, he's just not there yet.
Are you surprised that he's been held back emotionally, maybe, or?
Well, I'm surprised he came back as quickly as he came back off the injury. I thought it might be another week or two before he came back. I think in some ways, it probably hurt his confidence a little bit coming back before he was completely healthy. And so we just there's always managing that. And again, he's the ultimate team player. I mean, he wanted to get back and help our football team as quickly as he could. So this is a good week to get him back in the flow and hopefully get him back where we expect him to be.
And can you talk about Moose a little bit? He hasn't played, I think, in 2 of the last 3 games.
Yeah. He's same thing. He's just got to keep coming on and getting healthy. I mean, he had a little run there where he didn't feel good. Couldn't move around the way we need him to move around for him to be as effective as he can be. Same thing this week. We're going to have a chance to get him more reps this week and more practice and get him playing at a higher level. And I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, when those guys aren't 100%, it's hard. Just because we have good enough players where when other guys are, they're not as effective. If th're not 100%. So, the good thing is we have competition and where in the past if somebody was 80%, they could play and be effective. Whereas now, we need these guys at 100% for them to play at the level that we need them to play at.
How would you evaluate your offensive line play Saturday, and are you expecting to tinker there at all?
Yeah, I thought we pass protected very well. We had some pressure at times. The thing that happens to us sometimes is we have run-pass combinations where sometimes we don't block guys on the line of scrimmage, and it looks like somebody's got an opportunity to get a hit on Jared. Well, a lot of times it's because we're not blocking him, and so I think people see it as somebody got beat or there was an issue in the protection. That's not always the case. I thought we were much improved. We did not play well up front against Washington State, and I thought we played better this week. I thought we played more physical. I thought we played with a better pad level. I thought we competed harder. And I think we raised our level of play. We're still trying to get better. Trying to keep improving, and that's a group that is a good solid group for us. But we want to always play better across the board.
Was Jared one of the guys that stopped by the office and talked to you? And if so, what's his state of mind? What do you expect going forward with him? He hasn't had a game like this in his career, probably.
Yeah, his state of mind's fine. I mean, he's like just exactly like our football team. He's disappointed. He realizes is a program we missed an opportunity, and but again, he's excited and ready to get back out there, and his performance wasn't indicative of the kind of player that he is, and I think our performance offensively wasn't indicative of the kind of offense that we are. And so I think everybody's anxious to get back out. And, Kenny Lawler feels the same way. I just met with Kenny, and, Kenny didn't play well. And Kenny's dropped a couple of balls the last couple of weeks. And, and he's ready to get back out there and practice and make sure it doesn't happen. And I think Jared feels the same way.
So with Jared and Kenny, were those guys that you kind of sought out, or did they come to you? And
sometimes they roll through. I asked Kenny to come by and talk, and Jared, I think, came by and talked to Tony Sunday, spent some time with him. So they usually roll through here.
And what does that mean to you that they're so kind of open to have that discussion? And
well, that's what you want. I mean, I think when you want guys to feel comfortable coming by and seeing you. The biggest thing, because that's the kind of relationship you want to have with your players, where they realize that you care about them and you want to see them do well, whether that's in the classroom or on the football field on Saturdays. And so, they care a lot about this team. The guys are really invested. And as I said, it was the perfect balance between, hurting, but at the same time, excited and ready to get back out and compete and improve.
Sonny, of the 5 pass breakups that they had on Saturday, 3 of them came from defensive linemen and 2 came from defensive ends. What do you make of that?
Well, a couple of them are screens, and that's what happens sometimes when you throw screen passes. You occasionally get some balls tipped, and that's one time again, same thing. We didn't block a guy we were cutting and we didn't cut, didn't get him on the ground. So we had a guy that kind of ran straight to Jared, knocked a ball down, and another was a screen pass. That's just sometimes they're anomalies a little bit, and you can't read too much into it. And I think this is kind of one of those times.
Jared's obviously had to manage a lot of expectations and I guess hype, for lack of a better word. Just how would you assess overall the way that he's played for the first 6 games?
Oh, I think he's played well. I mean, I think we're a little bit frustrated as an offense just because I think we feel like we're capable of playing better. And it's like anytime you don't play well, it starts with coaching. We got to coach better. I got to coach my receivers better, and that's always the deal. I mean, if guys aren't playing at their peak level, that's where it starts. It starts with us, getting them coached up and doing a better job of developing them and motivating them and all the little things that we have to do as coaches. So it starts with us, and so we got to do a better job. But I think Jared's played lights out. I mean, I really do. And again, he's made a lot of tough throws, and he's made some throws under duress, and he's stood in the pocket, and he's done the things we've asked him to do. And he's done a great job of not forcing balls. And we forced a couple on Saturday, and I think again it was a little bit of a byproduct of our football team wanting to win really badly, and sometimes maybe trying to do a little too much. And I think it was across the board in all the positions on offense, not just quarterback. But again, I think we're capable of much better, and our job as coaches is to get it out of our players.
You used Harry Adolphus in kind of an unusual circumstance, and he delivered a nice kick for you. What did you think of what he's done for you?
Yeah.
Has he ever wanted to play anywhere on the field other than kicker?
Well, he's a good athlete. I mean, he's a good athlete and can run around and do some stuff for us. So anytime you have a guy that's a good athlete that has a skill set, you try to figure out how to use him. And we're still trying to figure that out and develop him. And we've had some ideas on some things we can do in the future, but he's certainly got a unique skill set.
Okay, anything else for Sonny?
There were a couple of substantial coaching moves across the country yesterday.
Yeah, it was crazy.
What was your reaction to what happened with Sarkisian? And also, have you ever had any contact? Do you know Spurrier?
Yeah. I hate it for Steve, and I hate it for their players and their coaches and all the families and everybody. That's a hard thing to go through, and you just hope that he can get well. I think it's the biggest hope. He's a really bright football coach. He'll have a great future. It's just a sad thing to go through. With Spurrier, I mean, Steve's been one of the guys. I was at Kentucky back when he was at Fun and Gun at Florida. To me, he's one of the old guard still left in college football, and you hate to lose him. He's kind of a larger-than-life personality. I think he's great for the game. It's kind of a sad day if you love football and you love college football, just because it's you hate to see guys move on, but at the same time, Steve Sarkisian and Coach Spurrier will both be fine when they figure out what they want to do. Because I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Spurrier ended up coaching again somewhere. I think he loves the game, and he's got that kind of energy and passion, and wouldn't surprise me.